Possum come a-knockin'. Possum come a-knockin'. Possum come a-knockin' at the door, at the door. Possum come a-knockin' at the door. Granny was a-sittin' and a-rockin' and a-knittin' when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Ma was busy cookin' in the kitchen making taters when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Pa was busy fixin' all the bangin' and a-poundin' when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Pappy was a-whittlin' making play toys for the baby when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Sis was tossin' baby while Pappy was a-whittlin' when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Brother was untangling all the twiny line for fishin' while Sis was tossin' baby and Pappy was a-whittlin', and Ma was busy fixin' and Ma was busy cookin', and Granny was a-knittin' when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Coondog was a-twitchin' and a-scratchin' in the corner when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. Tomcat started sniffin' and a-spittin' and a-hissin' when the possum come a-knockin' at the door. What's that, Sis said. Don't know, Brother said. What's that, Pa said. Don't know, Granny said, but that cat, she said, that cat ought to go. Then Dog started sniffin' and a-pawin' and a-growlin' while Cat tail a-twitchin' was a-hissin' and a-howlin', making Granny start a-knittin' and Pappy stop a-whittlin'. Brothy Baby started fussin', Sis and Brother started cussin', 'cause little old possum was a-knockin' at the door. What's that, Granny said. Don't know, Poppy said. Don't that, Ma said. Don't know, Pa said. Then I creeped across the floor and peeked under the door. It's a possum come a-knockin' on the door, I said. It's a possum come a-knockin' on the door. Then Brother came a-leapin', and Sis came a-runnin', and Baby came a-crawlin', and Dog started howlin', and Pappy was a-chuckin', and Granny's eyes was twinklin' as Ma followed Pa to the door. Now hush, Pa said. Now hush, Ma said, and slowly Pa opened up the door. Now you all stop your hollering and your fussin' and your cussin', 'cause there's nothing that's a-knockin' at the door. Look, the possum disappeared. He snuck away. No possum, Pappy said. No possum, Pa said. No possum, Granny said. No possum, Ma said. Then we all started doing as before. Granny was a-sittin' while Pappy was a-whittlin'. Ma was a-cookin' while Pa was a-fixin'. Brother was untangling while Sis was tossin' baby. Coondog was a-scratchin' while Tomcat was a-lickin'. And I was just a-sittin' and a-lookin' out the window when I saw what I saw shoot up the old oak tree. A possum was a-scootin' and a-scramblin' and a-danglin'. That possum was a-knockin' made a fool out of me.